Hey guys, it's Matt, welcome to another Unity tutorial, and you will know if you've been following the channel for a long time that I'm a big fan of Oneros and their ArchVizPRO style visualization packs because I'm a really massive fan of realistic lighting in Unity. So I'm going to show you, and I've got questions that I've asked to the developer on how they've achieved some of their best quality, which is some stellar quality yet again for ArchVizPRO Interior Vol.8, which features for HDRP and URP, which has over 130 pieces of furniture, props, custom shaders, 4K textures, and some insane quality that runs across PC, VR, and mobile. So be sure to check out my Patreon to get access to over 145 different scripts, projects, and assets you cannot find anywhere else. Check out all the links in the description for all the savings that you can make for this month of May, all the Humble Bundle and Unity savings, and check out this asset in the description, and be sure to like this video and be subscribed to always be up to date with what I'm making. And here we are in the URP scene, and I wanted to talk about some of the things that they've used to achieve some of these effects. So when you look around the scene, it does look pretty good in the editor. Now, one of the big notions is the fact that it uses the baked global illumination with the light mode of a shadow mask, and the resolution is about 1 GB worth in size, so it's very high level parameters, and it's got 4K resolution in maps, 120 in the resolution, 5 in the padding, and the settings that you see here. So they're ramped up fairly high, but they're using the progressive GPU mapper, which will still take a fair bit of time. As you can see from the resolution of the light maps, it's very detailed light baking that looks incredibly accurate. I wanted to know because sometimes their projects are based on particular places. The imagery used in this is just a medium-sized apartment with everything that's invented with the style, the theme, and the layout, and there's around 1.5 million polygons in the scene, but many assets do have LODs, which helps performance specifically when you create for VR projects and even when it's in a standalone version. They do have a bunch of particle effects for things like dust in the windows, looks quite atmospheric. We've got some butterflies outside to add a little bit of dynamism, and some little bubbles in the water just to add some sort of nice effects towards the scene. And I wanted to know what the core differences between URP and HDRP were when achieving very photorealistic styles within Unity itself. The developer did mention there's a lot of features that are missing in URP compared to HDRP. For in comparison, the HDRP uses planar reflections, which can simulate reflections in much more of a detailed way. There's more post-processing effects, there's volumetric lighting, there's material translucency, tessellation, and more advanced managements for the anti-aliasing and the use of shadow masks for the lighting. I do really like the use of DECALS, all of ArchVizPRO's projects, because this is just a decal of a metal door strip, or in another good example would be the mirror here uses a decal, so you can see that if I turn it off, rather than having to make necessarily a text yourself and put it onto a plane, you can project it on wherever you want, and you can even use it to simulate paint on a wall on the back here, and you can set dimensions with the decal projectors in both URP and HDRP, so you can add a lot more nice elements if you want to control that. Of course, you need the actual textures that you want to use, but it allows you to have much more control over it. And I wanted to know how they actually got the URP version, which at a glance looks very similar to the HDRP version. They said from the very start that you want to plan from the beginning that if you are going to make something for HDRP and reach the exact quality that you're after, have that worked on so the transition is smooth as possible. So therefore, in the beginning, all your models need LODs, so they're not as taxing to the engine, and converting all the custom shaders in different ways but keeping the same textures so you get the overall look which feels the same. They switched to specific baked lighting to increase performance across the board and adapted the lighting values to maintain the initial setup. The scene does involve light probe groups for all real-time objects, so it will take that baked lighting into account, and if you've got anything real-time, it will take that lighting across. You've got specific area lights throughout the scene, so specifically at windows, and area lights are usually baked only with a high level emissive intensity and quite a long range. And you have but also a bunch of point lights which are set to mixed, so they both contribute to the baked lighting, and they contribute to real-time lighting, so you get that extra dynamism. Again, I wanted to know that what tasks or challenges you have to overcome to achieve it in URP compared. And they've just said, yet again, with good planning, there wasn't any particular major issues between HDRP and URP, but if you don't plan to have things in order when it comes to just being able to convert something from HDRP to URP, then you will maybe come unstuck and you will have problems in the future. And you must remember that also post-processing is really important for real-time or just any style project, and there's usually tone mapping in your scene, because with it off and then on, tone mapping can neutralize the colors when you get very highlighted bright areas and make it have more contrast in the area. We have color adjustments here, which also do bring out the contrast and the post exposure, just because without the tone mapping and then with it in, it looks a little bit washed out. So tone mapping and those together, they allow it to have the nice contrast without washing out the scene itself. Bloom is often a popular one, so bright lights get hot spots and just make them look a little bit more dynamic. These guys really love using chromatic aberration and film grain. I'm not a massive fan, but it's another sort of filmatic effect. Again, a little bit of vignette around the edges just to make it look more personal. And then I wanted to know what the VR project or something, when you're creating a VR project, how that compares. So HDRP and HDRP VR, there's not huge differences apart from more lights specifically baked out and fewer post-processing effects are used just to save on performance. Whereas if you take the URP PC version and the URP VR version, which is suitable for Android, that's when you're talking about different levels of differences, and there's certainly more effort required to do so to be able to run on Oculus Quest if it's a standalone build. So you've got to take simplified shaders, you've got to avoid the use of specifically highest detail LOD, and it's got to have the lighting fully baked with a lower resolution of all the textures, removed all of the post-processing effects, and merged props together to reduce draw calls, to just keep it as minimal amount of assets being rendered at once. Then they do have some custom shaders for the curtains to make the look of the fabric with LODs on all of the objects. So you can see that they use specific shaders with a shader graph to make fabric, to make the fabric curtains, and of course they do have a lot of different reflection probes to get the reflections as accurate as possible for all the different areas. So as I cycle through here, there's many for very specific objects, for very specific areas, whether it's the shower, the kitchen, the table, just to get really accurate reflections, and they're all with a box projection with usually the same importance and intensity, all baked out. And again, all the furniture and items do use LODs, so the further out you are away from these objects, they do actually reduce the amount of polygons that you see to make it show that it's far more performant, and also that most of the objects are static, which can be taken into the lighting. Do come and check out my Patreon to support me and get access to over 145 different scripts, assets and projects you cannot find anywhere else. Come and join me on Discord if you want to chat. Check out my great assets on the Unity Asset Store and on my website for bonus discounts on those fantastic assets. So thank you to all my patrons, but a big thanks to Peter Steiner, Raheem Whitaker, Ten Yanlin, David 76, Sami Romani, Jean Pommier, Naiguyan, Matt Cinderdinos, Zach, Manos Berakas, Terence Conrad, Gade Linston, Dr. Walter Dunson, John Games, Joseph Newman, Randall X, and Mumuzu. So thank you for coming to watch the tutorial. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Cheers.